Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Killjoy Jake YouTube channel. It's hump day, baby. Time to talk a little Scream, time to talk a little Evil Dead, a little Saw 11, Terrifier 3005, all kinds of different crazy movies of the such. We have a lot of really exciting horror news to get into tonight, ladies and gentlemen, so buckle up, get ready to rock and roll, because I'm fired up tonight, baby. I got all kinds of energy. I slammed 7 Red Bulls before this, so let's go. Let's make it happen. Let's talk some horror with a lot of good energy. Some exciting stuff, though, this week, because it is the middle of the week, which means we have some new releases tomorrow. First big thing is that we have Passenger from Andre Overdahl coming out in theaters tomorrow. I'm very excited for this film. I love his movie, The Autopsy of Jane Doe, which is great. Fucking excellent movie from kind of a couple, almost 2 decades ago now. But really love that movie. I haven't been so crazy about some of his other stuff, though. I gotta be honest. So I'm really hoping that this is a big return for him. Last Voyage of the Demeter, I think, was like a beautiful looking film. I just don't know if I was really crazy about it, you know? Solid, but just not like, wasn't over the moon about it. And then Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, I know a lot of people love. I think it's really good gateway horror, but again, not something that really moved the needle for me personally. But interestingly enough, that's kind of the other big news update that came today, is that we've heard that, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark 2, you would think we would get a sequel to that movie because it was wildly successful. Well, I guess the big problem with it is it's kind of in this like legal limbo, very similar to like the Friday the 13th situation. A lot of fucked up things happening with 2 studios that recently went under, which is why we never really got to see a sequel to that one. But maybe, maybe it'll happen eventually. Anything's possible. And honestly, I didn't love Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, but I would like another one. I read those books growing up, and I thought it was really cool to see a lot of those monsters on the big screen. I think that was maybe my favorite part of that movie. And the Halloween vibes are unmatched. It is so like October feeling. I mean, there's kind of one movie that's the best at that, right? Halloween. But Scary Stories, if you want that like October feel in a horror movie, that is such a good place to mine that from. So we've had some really exciting stuff, a lot of updates revolving around Mr. Andre Overdahl, and I'm really excited for this movie tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts down in the chat, as well as thoughts on franchise continuations and a whole bunch of other stuff. I see people already talking about Obsession, which is really exciting, so I can't wait to get into that too. But yeah, a whole bunch of horror stuff we got to talk about tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait to get into it. Peyton Ruark is throwing out the first chat tonight. Thank you for being a channel member. I greatly appreciate your support. You're saying, hi guys, I stay for a bit. I got to study for finals tomorrow. It's my last day of school. Fuck school. Dude, hell yeah. That's awesome. Do well on your finals. Make it happen. That's exciting stuff right there. Then we got the summer of Backrooms, Obsession, Scary Movie 6, Evil Dead Burn, and more. How is everybody? Great, because we still got a lot of those movies to go through this summer. I can't wait. It's a freaking party over here, baby. So much exciting horror yet to come. Ooh, it's good stuff. Good luck on your finals too, my friend. Paula Fitzhenry's hanging out with us, saying hi, nice to see you. It's nice to see you as well. I just had dinner, apologies. So I'm a little burpy. It's not a fun thing to start a live stream with, is it? No, not at all. I'm so sorry, Paula. Thank you for being with us, though. I greatly appreciate you. RJ Skarenki is saying, got the night off tonight, got my iced coffee, ready to rock and roll, ready to talk some horror. There is nothing like an iced coffee at like 7 o'clock, dude. Like, some people are like, oh, no, we can't have coffee that late. It's like, no. This is the time where I want to be alert. Some people just want to come home and veg out. I respect it. But like, when I have my time to chill and hang, like, I want to be alert. Dude, I have coffee at 7 o'clock all the fucking time, dude. It's dude, spend your free time wisely. That's some wisdom from Jake. Don't just scroll on TikTok all night. Spend your free time wisely. Do some fun shit. Talk to people on the internet about horror movies. Or watch some good horror movies. You know what I mean? Just do the thing you want to do with your full attention. You don't just need coffee for work. You need coffee for the things you want to do too. So there you go. A little bit of wisdom. Caffeine's also, too much caffeine's a bad thing too. I'll also throw that out there as a little bit of a counter. Magnificent Logos also hanging out with us, saying, yo, what's up, dude? Welcome in. Erica Stabs for likes. What's up, Erica? How we doing? Hey. Welcome. Thank you for being with us. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being a channel member. And thank you for being a kick-ass mod. You fucking rock, Erica. Yeah. Michael Rue is saying, sup? What's up, Michael? How we doing? Thanks for being a channel member. You rock. John with a Huggy Wuggy profile picture. How we doing? Hi, hello. Eminem Maddie, maybe? I want some M&Ms now. Fuck. What's up? How we doing? First live in a hot second. Well, it's a hot second already. I'm glad you're with us. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for talking a little horror, baby. JPR is saying, let's goat. I love it. I love it. You're the goat, my friend. How are you? Love these streams. Here's my question for you. I'm fucking ready. I was born ready for this question. After seeing all these YouTubers make horror movies, if you were able to take a stab at cinema, what original movie would you do? Dude, that's been the question on my brain for the last couple weeks. I am just like, I'm itching now. You know, with all there's been so much talk about that. With Curry Barker, with, we got Dylan Baker not Dylan Baker, what's his name? Something else. It's not Dylan Baker. Maybe it's Dylan Baker. I can't remember. Some dude named Dylan is about to be like the next guy we're talking about like all year next year. Just like how Curry Barker's kind of taken over this year a little bit, right? Markiplier too, absolutely. You know, we've had a lot of YouTubers make that jump to, kind of making a feature and putting it out in theaters. I have an idea for something that I really want to do. And I just kind of think like, the thing that's been going through my brain recently is that I'm like, I think I gotta just make a bunch of stuff. I gotta make a bunch of like little shorts or something. So if you check out Human Egg Productions, we're gonna start building that page up a little bit and just kind of start doing some weird little shorts over there just to kind of get the vibe, get the flow, the feel, and see what happens. So check out that page if you'd like. But yeah, I 100% want to build up to a feature of some sort. I don't want to say what that could be yet, but it's absolutely something on the back of my brain. Can't stress that enough. It's with everything that's going on right now, it's like, man, I want to make a movie so bad. I want to make it a feature film. Brandon the Beldam, what's up? Hey guys, I'm currently at the theater, but I wanted to pop in, say sup, what's up? What are you seeing? Let us know. What are you seeing? I'm curious. I'm excited. John can't wait for Happy Death Day 3. Yes, I really want this to happen. Really want this to move forward. We've been getting all these little updates about it, about like, ooh, maybe it's happening. I don't know. But I would love to see Happy Death Day 3 finally come to fruition. We're seeing Jessica Roth and a ton of other stuff this year, which is exciting. I know she kind of had another big movie that came out, kind of had a festival run. So I don't remember if that came out legitimately or not yet, and I can't even remember the name of it, but Jessica Roth's been in some other stuff recently, which is cool. Can't wait for that. I think she's great. I think honestly she's one of the things that makes those movies, and that's half the reason I want to see Happy Death Day 3, just to see her again in that role, because she's so good in that movie, man. And the sequel's okay. the sequel's fine, man, but the first one, ooh, that's a good murder mystery, man. That's fun. Honey Goth, how we doing? What's up? Welcome in. Thanks for being with us. Stefan is saying, damn man, Jake killing it with these live streams. I'm doing my best, Stefan. Thanks for being here. Thanks for talking a little horror, baby. Faith Dorn is saying, hey Jake, Erica, and chat. Hope everyone is having a great Wednesday. I absolutely am. I hope you are too. Haven't been able to see Obsession yet, but I'm hoping to see it this weekend. It's kind of mid. You can skip it. No, no, I'm kidding. I have been nonstop talking about it, so I'm gonna try to talk about other stuff tonight. I have never so deeply fallen in love with a movie from the moment I saw it. Like the moment I got to see it a couple of weeks ago, and like ever since then, I'm like, this is my favorite thing. This is one of my favorite horror movies now. This is so good. So I'm obsessed with Obsession. What can I say? Allie 2014 is saying 2 lives back to back. Let's fucking go. You're damn right, Allie. We're vibing out over here. Making some crazy we're talking horror 2 days in a row. And we will again be live on Friday with some sort of bracket stream. I'm still figuring it out. I think I want to just do like modern slashers. Like next week we're doing continuations, like franchise continuations and like modern franchise continuations, putting those back to back. But I think I kind of want to do just like a whole list of modern slashers and just kind of go back to back with those. So Jason Carpenter's also hanging out with us. Dude, thank you for being a member. Really appreciate you. You're saying, what's up, Jake? Saw Obsession last night, day before my birthday today, and it rocked even more with the packed theater. Absolutely a good one to see with more people in the theater. I cannot stress that enough. Going the second time, I had a larger crowd, and man, it was hype as fuck. So yeah, if you can see this one with the crowd, 100% do it. It is, it's trust me, there's some big reactions in there. I'm sure by the end of the year it will be a top 1 to 3 out of like, oh, in your top 3. I got you of the year. Yeah, no, I'm pretty certain about it, dude. There's a lot of movies where I'm like really excited for it. I know they're gonna rank really high, moving into the rest of the year. I think Obsession's probably gonna sit pretty confidently at number 1 pretty much all year. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe something dethrones it, but for me at least, that's my kind of horror film. I love everything going on in Obsession. That's what I'm looking for from a good horror movie, and that really that was my cup of tea. That was my bowl of beans. I'm gonna make that a thing, guys. That's my bowl of beans right there, because no one says that. That's gonna be a new thing, babe. I'm putting it on a shirt. That's my bowl of beans. Do you like that? Do you support me in that avenue? That line of thinking there? The silence means yes. What? Is that because you're full of shit? That's not very nice. It's not very nice at all. You're full of pickles, so get wrecked.
I haven't opened that new jar yet.
Wow, we got a whole jar of pickles. You haven't even touched it.
And it's Wednesday already.
It's Wednesday. They're usually gone by now. That's pretty shocking. Wow. Yar. Yarp.
I have to take a bath. I'm gonna bring the jar of pickles.
Bath time. Guess I got to go get the pickles. Guess that's just what it is, Bath and pickles, no better combination. That's my bowl of beans, baby. We brought it back around. I love it. Jason is saying Obsession rocks. First watch didn't really work for me because it was only like 4 other single losers. Damn, bro. I go to the movie theater all the time. I'm one of those single losers. So, damn, bro. Cuts deep. Second watch was fun with the packed theater, so it landed and hit harder. I will say, I do, yeah. This one hits a little harder when the whole room of people is just reacting really positively to it. The first time I saw it, I was with a bunch of like Cleveland film critics. So like, they're just sitting there like, they all have beards. I'm kidding, not all of them, but they're all just sitting there, kind of like this. And the Splattercast dudes, who I love. We were all 3 of us. I feel like we were the rowdiest. And we're not even that rowdy, I feel, but it was still a very fun watch. And then, yeah, second time around, I got to see like a middle of the day screening, which shockingly pretty packed. I think this movie's gonna pull in some big bucks. It already has. A lot more fun, a lot of good reactions. I was kind of watching people in the theater because I knew what was coming, but no one else did. Ooh, it was exciting. It was fun. So definitely see it with the crowd if you can. Jason Carpenter is also ready for Passenger and Backrooms and Scary Movie 6. Yes, the next like 3 weeks, it's like back to back big horror releases. Really excited for all of them. I got my ticket for Passenger tomorrow. You guys will be seeing a review hopefully Friday morning. And some sort of like immediate out of the theater reaction tomorrow. So really excited for Passenger. Don't skip this one. I know, the talk of the town is probably going to be Obsession, and then next week it's going to be Backrooms. But don't skip Passenger. This looks like it's going to be pretty good. So make sure to see this one too if you can. I know it's crazy with theater prices right now, but dude, if you can make it out, there's a lot of good stuff coming to the theaters right now. This is the time to, get your memberships, get your, you know what I'm saying? Get your free tickets or whatever through the memberships program. This is the time to do it. And then you can cancel it in like 2 months. But man, right now, if you're a horror fan, there's some good stuff in the theaters, baby. Collarbone YouTube is saying, Jake, have you seen The Boys finale yet? I have not even remotely gotten through. I got through the first 2 episodes. And sadly, I just don't really have time to watch anything outside of like a 2-hour little space in the middle of the week. I'm just gonna be honest. That's how crazy my schedule is these days. So I just have had no time to watch The Boys at all, but at some point I'll check it out. No one really cared about my review of it at all, even though I think The Boys is at the very least horror adjacent. It seems like the majority of the superhero fans are kind of all about it though, rather than horror fans. So it's not really something I've tried to cover it multiple times on here. No one ever cared. No one cares about my reviews of The Boys at all. So I just decided, I just don't think I can cover that one. But yeah, I'll watch it all eventually. I just sadly right now I'm just not really. I just don't have the time to get around to it. Stefan is saying he's terrified of seeing Madison with an open mouth in the dark. I don't know if I told her that I told that story on stream the other night, but yeah, that was the scariest thing, man. Too funny, too damn funny. Autopsy of Jane Doe was great, says Dave Sim. I agree. That's a really fun movie if you haven't seen it. I kind of forgot that was Andre Overdahl. Like I was like, oh yeah, I guess that is him, huh? That's probably my favorite movie of his. And maybe that changes tomorrow. Who knows? But that's a really good one, dude. I highly recommend it. Nice little hidden gem. Chris, aka Dadirjo, what's up? Hey, welcome in, Chris. Yo. We need another Halloween movie, says John. You know, it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. It's almost been too long since we had a real bona fide Michael movie. I would argue since Halloween Kills. You know, Halloween Ends. That wasn't a Michael movie. I'm hoping we get another Halloween, a true Halloween film sometime soon. What else is happening here? Gina has been a member for 35 months. Holy shit, that's almost 3 years. Gina, thank you for the support. I really do appreciate it a bunch. You're saying Ziggy says bite the like button, please, as he's liking the look of your ankles. Now, that's the other thing. See, Erica will bite off your fingers, but, you know, Ziggy here will just rip your ankles to pieces. It'll be horrible. It'll be a bloody, awful scene of flesh, bone pieces. You don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen at all. So just go ahead and hit the like button, make it happen. Just get it over with. Rip the Band-Aid off so that Ziggy doesn't rip your ankles off. Fair trade, I think. Gina, thank you so much for the support for all this time. Really does mean quite a bit. Thank you for letting me yap up here as a job. It's not a day goes by that I'm not grateful for it. Jamie, aka me, is saying hello. Hello, Jamie. That's coming from Jake, aka Killjoy. How we doing? ASMR Ty is saying, been a while, Jake. Hope all is well. All is well. Thank you for being with us. How are you, my friend? I hope you're well as well. Thanks for being here. Alpha Warlock is saying, hey, gang. What's up, Alpha? How we doing? The pickle diss is insane. That was pretty funny. I'm still pretty proud of myself for that. Michael is asking, I know we're a while away, but what do you want, if anything, from Creep Tapes Season 3? You know, that's a really good question. I am just very excited for it. I can't wait for more Creep Tapes. Season 2 was so interesting because I really thought they were going to build off of what was going on in Season 1. There was some things that kind of lent itself to more story, and Season 2 was kind of like, yeah, fuck that. And it's an interesting choice. Because I'm like, I really thought we were going to lend itself to some sort of bigger, larger arc to kind of explore through this season, but that's not really necessarily, that's not the case. You know, they're kind of like, they threw that out in Season 2. Any hopes and dreams for some sort of larger story. It doesn't seem to be the case with Season 2. You know, there was a thing in Season 1, which I hope I'm not spoiling it for anybody. Someone uploaded both the seasons to YouTube, so you have no excuse not to see it. But Creep Tape Season 1, there's something that happens in the final episode that I kind of thought was going to lend itself to something in Season 2, and then the final episode of Season 2 kind of says, oh yeah, no, anything you thought was going on in that episode, nah, not really. That's not really the case. We're going this direction instead. And it's like, okay. So I don't trust the Creep Tapes is kind of where I'm at with it. Like anything, because then even there's something in the last episode of Creep Tape Season 2 that could lend itself to a bigger story. I think they're fooling us once again. I think this whole show is just a way of them to be able to make these little found footage short films with a lot of their friends and people that they want to work with. I really don't think it's going to, kind of build up to some grand storyline or so. I don't know. I really don't think that's going to be the case. So I'm just excited for 6 more creepy ass little found footage short films. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. Starring Mark Duplass. I really do not think it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be some larger thing. I think it's going to be very similar to Seasons 1 and 2. But obviously with some different kinds of victims and setups, whatever. So I think it's just going to be fun, I kind of liked Season 2 more than Season 1, I will say, even though it was kind of the same thing. But Season 2, I feel like they just had more interesting setups consistently across the board than Season 1. So I'm just hoping that once again the quality steps up from where Season 2 came. I can't wait for that. That's a good question, though. I am excited for Creep Tapes. I just haven't really been talking about it. They shot it very quickly. I want to say earlier in the year, and it's going to come out in November. So there's kind of not a whole lot to talk about. It's not something that's covered as heavily as some of these other movies out here. So, but I am excited for it. Don't get me wrong. Hopefully we get, that's exciting. I hope we get an announcement for VHS sometime soon too. You know, we usually get it sometime in the summer, so that should be coming any month now. VHS 9 update, announcement, whatever. I'm sure it's coming, but, you know, fingers crossed we get something soon. Michael Rue is saying, I Know What You Did Last Summer last year by myself after blank was revealed as the killer. I laughed so loud and walked out. You can spoil that. It's been almost a year. It like literally almost a year since that movie came out. It's your fault at this point if you haven't seen it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's also, I feel like it's also one of those movies you're gonna have that shit figured out in the first act. Sadly, it's a shame. Who else is hanging out with us tonight? We got Erica is throwing out the links to you know, becoming a Patreon supporter. Again, that really helps out the page quite a bit. You can check out uncensored versions and uncut versions of the Dexter reaction series, where it's just me watching the episode for a whole hour. Hour-long videos go up over on Patreon all the time. I got one going up very, very, very soon on Season 2, Episode 5. So channel members and Patreon supporters will likely be able to see that tomorrow, hopefully, fingers crossed. I really want to get that out tomorrow if I can. I'm just a busy boy, so hopefully that'll be out. But we are plowing through Season 2 right now. We're almost halfway through, and I can't wait. I cannot wait to get through more of it, of course. And also, Erica's also throwing out Killjoy Jake clips, formerly GullGotha, the gaming page. That's now a horror channel. So if you were like, I'm not really interested in that because I'm not really crazy about games, well, now it's another horror channel where, yes, a lot of the stuff over there is some edited live stream clips, but there's also an original series that I'm doing over there where I'm going through my entire physical media collection. One episode has dropped yesterday and another one's dropping tomorrow. So if you want to see my physical media collection, that's something that's been highly requested multiple times on this page. Definitely go check out Killjoy Jake clips. 2 videos a week will be dropping talking about different things from my collection. So definitely don't want to miss that. Check out all those videos as they go up. So we're starting at the tippy top and we're going all the way to A to Z. Basically, it's alphabetical. So make sure to subscribe to that page as well. Survivor 50 finale tonight. Yo, that's exciting. I've never watched Survivor, but you know, I'm an avid Dead Meat fan and they fucking love Survivor. So one day I want to sit down and watch it. I also just watched Send Help again, like couple nights ago. And man, that is a very fun movie. That is it's very Survivor coded, and it is a very fun little flick. Yo, we got Mr. Rick out in the chat. What's up? What's up? What did you think about the news about Matthew doing the new voice for Shaggy? It seems he's been doing a lot lately. Good for him. Yeah, he's doing the voice of Shaggy on like some other. It's not exactly Scooby-Doo, right? It's some sort of like spin-off of it. I want to say it's some sort of weird like new take on Scooby-Doo, and he's doing the voice, which is cool. So I'm hell yeah, you know, I mean, he kind of is the modern voice of Shaggy in a lot of ways. He does it so well. I've heard him do it live too. Like when I went to go meet him, I heard him do Shaggy and Scooby, and dude, I mean, like goosebumps all over my body. It's just like, whoa, that's so weird, dude. Like hearing that legit and not through like a TV or something. It is, I'll never forget that. Like just goosebumps stood up all over my body. I'm like, whoa, that's so weird. But yeah, he's excellent, and he is getting a lot of work lately. I feel bad that he had an interview recently talking about how he's like, I think I'm only getting work because of nostalgia. Like I think people just like remember me from the early 2000s, late 90s, and that's why, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but I think that's a bummer because Matthew really is super talented, and I really hope he's not letting, you know, let's say Hollywood elites, to keep it vague, you know, weigh him down, because he really is a talent. He's amazing, and it bums me out to hear that you know, he feels that way. So nothing but love and positivity to Matthew. I think he's awesome, and I really hope he continues this little renaissance that he's in, because he's in everything, dude, and he's killing it. I mean, he's kind of a Mike Flanagan mainstay now, dude. That is a good group to get in with. Oh my god, I mean, he was in Life of Chuck, and now he's gonna be in this like Carrie series. So that's really fucking cool, dude. Maybe he can show up in like The Mist that Mike Flanagan is doing. That would be Matthew Lillard in The Mist is crazy. I mean, that would be so cool. I don't know. I just I I'm so happy for Matthew Lillard, and it bums me out. Like that interview, I saw that, and that bummed me out so much because I'm like, man, he's so good. He's so good. What do you mean? It's not just nostalgia, dude. You're crazy talented. So I just love him so much. I think he's awesome. But what else is going on here? I don't want to talk about The Boys. I'm so sorry. I do want to talk about The Boys, but I don't want to get it spoiled. I am actually really excited for it, but I just don't want to talk spoilers. I'm so sorry, my friend. Josh Frayne is saying, what's the news with Saw 11? Is it happening, being shot, or what? I've not kept up with horror news for a long while, but I like the franchise. Well, Josh, because I think I said John a minute ago. Josh, it's kind of hard to read with these eyes. I'm 4 eyes over here, okay? Give me a break. But the big news with Saw 11 is we've heard from Lionsgate President of International, who her name I cannot remember exactly off the top of my head, recently stated that James Wan is just going to town. He's in the trenches right now, mapping out how the future of the Saw franchise is going to go. And to me, that sounds like they're planning a whole trilogy, like they're planning more than just a single movie. So it's kind of just one of those situations where I think we're going to have to wait for a little bit, but eventually we're making it happen. It seems like all the buzz too with, Atomic Blumhouse seems to be that they got a whole slate of movies coming, and not just this year, but also kind of next year. I think they already have figured out, even though not everything's announced. That's my little rumor. So I think it's likely going to be like 2028 that we start to Saw 11 comes out, and maybe next year we start to get a lot more updates on it. Whatever. I could see by the end of this year knowing a writer-director, something along those lines, maybe getting some story details, but I don't think we actually get the film until 2028 from what it sounds like. But, in conjunction with Lionsgate, they are working on it and they're making it happen. And again, the thing that sucks is I think so many people are already writing this off because it's it's Blumhouse, dude. Blumhouse sucks now. They're going to ruin Saw. Dude, Blumhouse just put out the best horror movie of the year. It's Focus Features, yes, but also owned by Universal and, produced by all these people, man, all these people who are also involved with all these other projects. I really, really have a lot of faith in Saw and just Blumhouse's future, man. The Mummy, dude. The Mummy was so good. Do we not like The Mummy? Come on now. That was awesome. I thought The Mummy kicked total ass. So I don't know, dude. For me at least, I really think Blumhouse is in this new renaissance now. They had a couple crap years. Let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Okay, Imaginary and Night Swim. What the fuck were those movies? But man, now Blumhouse is really coming back. We got some really exciting releases from them coming up. So of course, Obsession was amazing. The Mummy was a lot of fun. I think the new Insidious is going to be great. They have that other mommy movie from Rob Savage, and Rob Savage needs a bit of a comeback. He needs a good movie. So I really have a lot of faith in that one. I think that's going to be our little let's call it an October surprise. Not to get all political, but I do think I think that's going to be Blumhouse's October surprise, and I don't mean that in the way it's typically meant. Just a silly little joke there. But then next year, guys, 2 movies I'm really excited for. Maybe it might just be me too, and that's totally fine. But Mike Flanagan's The Exorcist, which everyone's not excited for The Exorcist because the last one sucked so many eggs and balls. But I think Mike Flanagan's going to turn that ship all the way around, baby. I think that one's going to rock. That's coming out in March. And then we have Paranormal Activity 8, which I am just such a sucker for that franchise, dude. They could make 100 more Paranormal Activities. If they all sucked, I'd still see them. I'd still gobble them down because I fucking love that series to death. It's so much fun. It is so much fun. It's so nostalgic for me. I grew up with those movies. Those were my cousins. My cousin would bring them over, and I would just be scared to death watching them. So I love them. Love those movies, man. But 100%. Blumhouse is on the up and up. I can't wait for it, and I think Saw 11 is gonna rock, even though it's not gonna be the Saw X continuation we all want it to be. What else is going on here? We got the Beer Belly Angler saying all these videos say Bear was a villain or he wasn't a villain. Where do you stand on this? I think that Bear is a morally gray character. I think that he is somebody that, at first has to be relatable. That doesn't mean he's not a villain, but I think he has to at first be relatable for that story to work. And I don't want to spoil anything. I know we have some folks in here who haven't seen Obsession, but the tiptoe around this, I think the best way to look at it is like, eventually, yeah, dude, he's doing some villainous, felonious things. Like there is a scene in this movie that I am shocked more people didn't catch like the first time around. That is one of the most disturbing things from the whole movie, and no one's talking about it. Like, there's 2 or 3 scenes in that movie that everyone's going to come away from it and be like, dude, that was crazy. But there's a scene very early on, too, at that I think is one of the scariest, most hard to watch moments of the entire movie. And like, that to me is all you really need to know that Bear is a villain. that Bear is doing something fucked up, ignoring a lot of signs. It's not like, I think when you think the word villain, you think of someone who's like, I'm the Joker, I'm evil, I'm gonna burn down a huge building or something. Like, I don't want to say the word that was going in my mind, because I'm like, okay, that might be too far for YouTube, but the Joker would do some crazy shit like that. But indirectly doing shit is also fucking evil too. You know what I mean? He's allowing this to continue the entire movie. That's a problem. That's a villainous act. Inaction can be just as bad as action. It's kind of that whole mentality. And I 100% think, yes, Bear is a villain. But the one thing I think that we're not getting from there's more substance to it than just that, though, because it seems like a lot of people online, it just feels like the debate is very black and white, when that's just not the case. Like I said, morally gray. I think Bear is somewhere in the middle, because again, otherwise I just don't think the movie would work if Bear was completely a guy that you hated. He is the nice guy. He's the I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. Listen to me. You're safe with me. It's all good. But are you? So I love that about the movie. I think it's really interesting, exploring that whole idea. And no, Bear is absolutely. I honestly, if you weren't pissed off at Bear a little bit, you got to watch the movie again. That's what I'll say, because I'm telling you, that is deeply rooted in the film, that he is not supposed to be 100% a good guy. DeChico throwing $5 out there. What's up, my friend? How are you? I love the clown profile picture. Very, very cool. Which actor or actress would you like to see cross over into horror? Someone who might do independent films. Thank you. Thank you for the thank you. You're so polite. Killer clowns usually aren't that polite, so I really appreciate that, DeChico. Thank you for the 5. Someone who I'd like to see cross over into horror. This is an actress who has done horror before, but not necessarily a very memorable movie. What's her name? Hang on. Katniss Everdeen. Who plays her again? J-Law, baby. Jennifer Lawrence. I would love to see Jennifer Lawrence do more horror movies. She is in, if I'm not mistaken, too. I know she's in one horror movie, but it's like crazy forgettable. House at the End of the Street or something like that. I'm looking through her filmography now because I'm like, I got to find this. Is it just not? Are we just not seeing it? Is it just not in the list? It's just been it's been removed from her filmography. I wouldn't be shocked. Not a movie. Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah. House at the End of the Street 2012. Dude, this movie is unwatchable. This is a bad fucking movie. But anyways, getting back to it. I think she's great. I think she's a very talented actress. Would love to see her in more stuff. She's in a couple like, I think everyone knows her from Hunger Games, but like, I absolutely loved her in what's it called? Passengers. Everyone hates this movie, and I don't know why. I really enjoyed Passengers with I think because everyone hates Chris Pratt now, which that's a whole debate. But I've always really enjoyed this movie. I think it's a really neat little sci-fi concept. And I think she's great in it. I think everybody's great in it. Oh, she also did Mother too. I forgot about that. Okay, yeah, she did. Mother's also pretty good, but the director, I don't necessarily have positive feelings about anymore these days. But Mother's a pretty good movie. I'd like to see her do more horror. Then let's say that. I would like to see this actress do another horror film. Someone who hasn't done horror though, I'm really trying to think. Like, man, because everyone I'm really familiar with has at least done a horror movie, so that's really tough to say. Someone who I feel like is crazy talented that hasn't done a horror movie. God, I'm really drawing a blank. Yeah, everyone I can think of has done at least one horror movie. Octavia Spencer is great in Ma. I'd love to see her do something that's like maybe not as campy, maybe where she gets to be a little more serious. I love that movie is so fucking funny to me. I love it. I don't think it's a good movie, but I think it's a really fun movie. God, I genuinely can't think of an actress who hasn't done a horror film. Like, everyone's done at least one, everyone's been in like at least one film. Because, dude, I even forgot about fucking Mother. Oh my God, I forgot about that from J-Law. So it's crazy. But the Chico, great question. You stumped me. Thank you for the 5. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Unknown is saying a new Blair Witch movie is coming. Yes. How do we feel about this? Are we excited for it? Are we not excited for it? What's everyone's thoughts on this? Because I feel like this is this is one of the most tough franchises to continue, because I think Blair Witch is such an of its time movie. It is a time capsule of the late 90s and how you could kind of fuck around with the internet and trick people into thinking that shit's real. You can still do that today, but I don't think to the same degree, like back in the late 90s, like it was just a totally different story, right? Anyone could post anything on the internet and you were like, oh, is that legit? Like, that's crazy. Nowadays, it's more about the spread of misinformation, and it's kind of all over the place about a whole bunch of stuff all the time. So it's not like, I feel like it's a lot more complex than it was in the late 90s. So I don't know. Blair Witch, it totally banked on that with its marketing. It was all about like trying to make everyone think this was real. Put a lot of effort into that with all the people involved, made it seem like this was coming from a true story thing. And we're going to put the footage we found in theaters. That's fucked up, That was a really interesting move from them, but I just don't know if you can capture that again. So I think fans of the original Blair Witch Project, no matter what, are always going to be disappointed with some sort of continuation, some sort of sequel. The only thing, Dylan Clark is his name. I couldn't think of his name. Dylan Clark. Whatever Dylan Clark does with this, I just hope it's a good found footage movie. I think that's the best thing that you can make out of a Blair Witch sequel, by just using that name as something popular, something everybody's familiar with, as a way to get everybody to the theaters to see it. I think if you're expecting anything different than that, you're going to be disappointed. This is going to be a found footage horror movie. Maybe we see the witch running around in the background. Maybe we don't. I don't know. I think this is likely going to be something very similar to the 2016 film that everybody hates. So, for me at least, I'm excited about that because I love me a good found footage horror flick. I really like Blair Witch 2016. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but the last 15 minutes of that scared the shit out of me, dude. So I'm all about it. Give me some more scary witch running through the woods, chasing after people in a decrepit house. I'll take that all day. I'm not gonna complain about none of that. But, if you're someone who likes the original for not showing anything and being more about the atmosphere, being more true to like what you would probably find on a cursed camera out in the middle of the woods, I just think a lot of people are going to be disappointed, sadly. I just don't think that's what this project could ever be, no matter who, was behind the camera. So it's a tough thing. I guess it's a tough thing to talk about. It's a tough thing to really, kind of get into. But I do love that 2016 film while everybody else hates it, and that's totally fine. For me, at least when it comes to found footage, I understand not wanting to see anything, like totally respect that. I think a lot of movies have done it very well. I'm a fan of a lot of movies just like that, but I love VHS, man. I love when we finally get to some sort of crazy monster that we got to fight and kill or something, or maybe it's going to come after us, whatever. Found footage is such a great medium for that, I think. And I love me some big scary monsters. I've always been a fan of monsters since I was a young kid. And, whenever we can put those to film in some way, I'm here for it, baby. So for me, at least when it comes to found footage, I want a monster at some point, not the entire time, but something, just a little taste to something, right? Not too much. Don't show too much of it, but just a little taste. That's what I'm excited about. Robert Downey Jr. has not been in a horror movie. I feel like, Robert Downey Jr. has been in a horror movie. What? Hang on. Stop everything. He had a whole phase where he was kind of just doing anything. I'm not going to say why, because that might be a little controversial. Come on, he's got to had to have done at least one horror. Show me filmography. Where's his filmography? Dude, yeah, he's been in movies for like decades, man. Like since the 70s. You're telling me he hasn't been in one horror movie in all that time? See, now everything's got to stop now because I have to know. He was in a thriller. He was in a thriller in 1996. He was in a movie called The Gingerbread Man, which another thriller. I've never heard of that before in my life. Oh my God, I forgot he's in Bowfinger, dude. Bowfinger is a criminally underrated movie. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, not a horror movie, but so good. Oh, man, I love that movie. A Scanner Darkly is not a horror movie, but it's a little scary. I think it's a little scary with how they do certain things in that. I'm sorry this is derailing the stream, but this is so important to me. I have to know about this. Okay, yeah, that's the only thing. I guess he's never been in like a legit horror movie though, like nothing that's straight up horror. But that's crazy. That's some nutty shit right there. Fried Chucky is also with us saying, which movie are you more excited to see, Terrifier 4 or Evil Dead Burn? Oh, that's so tough. I mean, we've seen a lot from Evil Dead Burn, so I think that's the easy answer right now, just because we know what that movie looks like. Terrifier 4, still a little seed in Damien Leone's nutsack. You know what I mean? We don't quite have that fully blossomed flesh and blood yet to be ripped apart. Evil Dead Burn, we kind of know what this thing is looking like, and I'm really excited for it. I will say about Evil Dead Burn, something I'm worried about is they're clearly trying to tell a more grandiose story. And something I really loved about Evil Dead 2013 and Rise was that they were more contained, smaller one-shot stories. This doesn't really seem to be what I thought it was going to be. Like, Burn is definitely doing something larger than life. So I guess that's kind of, I guess that's definitely something that's kind of worrisome at the moment. But we'll see. Hey, we'll see where it goes. But that's my only worry going into Evil Dead Burn. I still think it's going to be great. I'm really loving the looks of the trailer. It's giving me Evil Dead 2013 vibes and in some good ways because it doesn't look like exactly the same movie, but just kind of paying homage to what came before. So I really think it's gonna be good. I have a lot of love and excitement for it. Terrifier 4, though, it's a continuation. These are both continuations to like two of my favorite franchises. So like it's really hard to say. I mean, we're juggling these back and forth. T4 being set during New Year's Eve is really exciting though. So I don't know. That's so tough. Evil Dead Burn, I think, is the easy answer right now, just because I know what it looks like. I know I'm probably gonna like that. But I'm sure Terrifier 4 is going to be great. Ben is saying that Blair Witch is trash, in my opinion. A boring, complete waste of time. I've always felt this way since it came out. I use the found footage subgenre because of this and Paranormal Activity. Damn, dude, brutal. I'll admit, I've never been crazy about the original Blair Witch. But I love found footage so much, man. I love me some found footage movies to death. There's a lot of really good ones out there. There's a lot of trash, too. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people who've just picked up a camera and tried to make a movie. But I think that there's some genuinely excellent found footage out there. It is a subgenre worth mining because there are some crazy little hidden gems in there, man. Some crazy little movies in there that I absolutely love. Phoenix Forgotten is one that doesn't get talked about enough. That's one of my fiance's favorite horror movies. That's a really good one. Trying to think what else. Willow Creek. Something like that. The Sasquatch movie. Very similar. Honestly, everyone talks about Blair Witch, how, it's so great because they don't show the monster. Hot take, there's this movie called Willow Creek. 10 times scarier than Blair Witch, in my humble opinion. Hang on. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Willow Creek from 2013. This movie it is Blair Witch Project to a T with two things they change. Two things they change. The characters aren't crazy annoying. I can actually stand them. And the fucking sound design is so scary in the last 20 minutes, you cannot help but be fucking terrified, dude. Oh my God. Willow Creek, just an absolutely excellent movie. I don't know. Me personally, I think it's way better than Blair Witch. Same approach, way better in every single way. And also the dad from Terrifier 3 stars in it, Bryce Johnson, which I think is really interesting. So if you want to see that specific actor in something else, Willow Creek, I recommend it. We got Erica Stabs for likes. She's throwing $2 out there. Thank you for the support, Erica. You're saying, did everyone hit the like button? Because Ziggy will bite your ankles off. Erica will stab through your fingers. So if you want to keep your digits, if you want to keep your ankles, just make sure to like the stream, everybody. Just go ahead and do it. Get it out of the way. Don't get maimed just because you forgot. So, Erica, I appreciate the 2. Thank you for the support. It really does mean a lot. Thanks for helping keep the lights on at the Killjoy Jake studio. Which we're keeping them light blue today. But you know what? Just for Erica, since your profile picture is pink, there we go. We're going maroonish. Is this pink? This is kind of pinkish. At least according to my monitors. You love the last 15 minutes of Blair Witch, DJ. I agree. So you liked my scene in Skinamarink then? I love Skinamarink. Dude, I fucking love... Skinamarink rocks. Everyone... That's another one I feel like everyone kind of hates. I love it. Dude, that is one of the scariest fucking movies. I think Skinamarink is a movie that either works for you or it just does not. Like, there are people who love this movie and there are people who are just bored to tears watching it, and there is no in between. For me at least, my sister and I went to go see this because I remember seeing the trailer and I'm like, this looks fucking scary as hell. Like, I gotta, whatever this is all about, I gotta see it. And man, I mean, I was floored by this. I was like, dude, there's 3 moments in that movie that I don't think I've ever like jumped out of my skin more in my life. This whole movie is all about setup and building atmosphere. And it's such a great, just as a great utilization of some very simple techniques. But yeah, I love Skinamarink. I love it so much. It does not get enough credit. The Jester's hanging out with us saying, not a fan of found footage movies. Ugh, breaks my heart. But Blair Witch, I respect the hell out of. I do respect it. That's a good point. I respect the movie. Just not really crazy about it. I'm not a huge fan of the movie myself, but it's actually decent. Yes, I have a lot of respect for Blair Witch. I don't think the state of found footage would look the way that it does without it. That is absolutely a very important point to be made. But I've never been 100% crazy about it, sadly. Iconic is saying that RDJ was in Gothica. Okay. I don't remember that movie like at all. I think I saw that when I was very young. No idea if couldn't tell you a thing from it these days. Jamie sent a gift. I've never seen this before. Thank you. Thank you for the 100 jewels. No one has ever sent a gift on this page before. I don't know what this is. You sent me a Sunday. Thank you, Jamie, aka me. I've never seen that before. Thank you for the jewels. That's crazy. How cool is that, guys? Is that like a what is that? Is that like a super chat? I don't even know what that is. But thank you. 100 jewels. Gonna make like I'll have a whole diamond ring by the end of this. That's crazy, dude. Oh my God. Yeah, look at that. You sent another one. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna have, you've sent now, I think you've sent 4 total now. I'm gonna have like jewels all over my fingers, all over my toes. It's gonna be crazy out here. Thank you so much for the support. No one's ever sent those before. I don't even know what those are. Thank you. This is crazy. I appreciate the support. Thank you for the Sunday, for the jewels, for the high fives. It really means a lot. I don't even know how to react right now. This is so cool. Thank you. Thank you. My hand popping out scares me and I know it's coming. So is that actually you in Skinamarink? Is that what you're trying to say? Why do I not know about this? I thought you were just making a silly joke, but I guess you're actually in you got Skinamarinked. That's too cool. I love that movie. I'm curious what Kyle Edward Ball, I believe, is the director. What's he up to? You must know him. You must know Kyle. You're Jamie Hill. What's up, Jamie Hill? Thanks for being with us. Thank you for watching my movie. Yes, that's me. That's dope as hell. Hang on. Now I'm looking into it because I'm just curious. This is cool as shit. Yeah, Jamie, that is you. You are listed in the cat. That is way too cool. He finished editing his second one he did with A24. I heard about that. I wasn't sure if there was any, 100% confirmation or anything. Sweet though. He finished editing that, huh? That's exciting. That's way too cool. Who knew we had a Skinamarink cast member in the chat? You never know who's gonna pop up, guys. This is way too exciting. Dude, way too cool. I almost want to go get the Steelbook. Like, I almost want to be like, I'm not just shitting you right now. Like, I actually love this it's not a stupid movie. I love this just crazy movie. I'm just like, I feel that's my thing about it. I feel like a lot of people kind of really got hard on it because it might not be it's not for everybody. But like, I feel like the people who love it just like love it. You know what? I'm running and grabbing it because there's something really funny that I keep with my Skinamarink Steelbook. And you might know what it is for those who have seen the movie. I'm literally gonna go run and grab it right now because this is way too cool. Hang on. Okay, let me be a dork for 2 seconds here. It's not the phone. I have 2 of the Lego separators or whatever from this movie. which is, if you've seen the movie, you know. If you know, you know. It's kind of one of those things. But I actually, so like on my shelf, I keep the Steelbook with these two things just on top of it. It's for me. Like, no one comes over and is like, oh yeah, I've seen, I know what you're doing there. It's just a little, like, I leave it right on top of the Steelbook like this, and I hope that someone will be like, oh, I see what you're doing there, Jake. That's too funny. No one ever gets my jokes. This is an insanely inside joke. But anyways, now that I'm out of breath, we can get back to the stream. But I just had to show that off because I thought it was funny. I remember when the movie was coming out, everybody, if you're like, Jake, you got to explain that. What are you talking about? I remember when the movie came out, a lot of people were talking about the Legos in the movie. They were like, well, Kyle, the Lego separator or whatever didn't come out until like later on or something, and like it was like this big joke revolving around the movie that it was like, oh, that's a plot hole or something. It's like, who cares? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So now I just think it's funny, and I had to show that off because I think it's a goofy little thing. Thank you so much. That's okay. I appreciate you for lighting that. My fiance lit me a candle. So sweet. But Jamie, much love. Thank you for being with us, and that's way too damn cool that you're in that. What else is going on here? I wasn't there when they did that scene. I was the oldest actor. That's still very cool, though. Still very fucking cool, though. Dope as hell. I've been, since I moved into this new apartment last year, and since then I've actually been wanting to rewatch it. It is the best. I think it's one of the best movies to watch like very late at night, like by yourself, because I think it'll scare the shit out of you. Just do that's the best way to watch this. So that's too damn funny. Too damn funny. The Jester is saying, what is your all-time favorite found footage? Mine is Cloverfield. Not a fan of the subgenre myself, but I love Cloverfield. Cloverfield's great. That is a great choice. That is in my top 10 without a doubt. What's my number one? That's so tough because I think there's so many good ones that I could point to. I think like Wreck is the one that I keep coming back to the most. That movie scares the crap out of me. It's short, sweet, scary as hell, and we kind of get in and get out with it. Does some really good character work in that short span of time too. I love that movie. I bought the whole box set. I love it so much. So I really love those movies. There's a whole franchise if you haven't seen them, and there's like 2 American remake spin-off movies, whatever you want to call them. But I love that original run. All 4 of them I think are pretty solid in their own right. You know, I think the first one is definitely the best, but all of the sequels are pretty damn good. Like pretty fun watches. 3 is like a personal favorite too. I won't ramble too much there, but dude, Rec 3, I think one of the most underrated sequels out there. It is so much fun. It is an unbelievably fun watch. It's kind of like the Evil Dead 2 of that series too. It's a little sillier than what came before, but it's a blast through and through. Jamie liked Cloverfield. Hell yeah. That's a good one. It's currently 2 a.m. in my country, says Tedadelit, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I just butchered that, I apologize. I'll try to check it out again. Well, I'm glad you're with us. If you got to go to bed, no worries though. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you hanging, chatting a little horror. Horror Lover is saying Grave Encounters, another great choice. Oh, I love Grave Encounters. That one, and that's another one where I'm like, underrated sequel as well. Really love Grave Encounters. Those 2 are great. Really fun movies. I would argue that Grave Encounters kind of dives into liminal space, which I think is one of the most surprising things about it. I feel like anyone who's just seen like a trailer or something is like, oh, jump scare, ghost found footage movie. But like, dude, there's some really scary shit going on in there. We kind of enter liminal space at a certain point. I think that the lore in that movie is really interesting. I just saw like a low budget found footage movie that I don't think I'm at liberty to talk about yet. But man, they do a really interesting spin on the Grave Encounters concept. There's a lot of movies similar to Grave Encounters. That one like international movie that I can't think of the name of that gets a lot of, every now and then you'll hear people talking about it. Gonjim Asylum or something like that. Yeah, that movie is very Grave Encounters. I saw a movie recently that's like, it sets itself up like a Grave Encounters, but goes in a totally different direction. I don't know when that's getting a wide release, but man, I just can't talk about it yet, but it's really good. Really good. Thank you, Jake. Now I have company during my insomnia. I'm so sorry about that, dude. I'm glad you're with us though. You know, glad we're keeping you company. My fiance has some pretty terrible insomnia too, so trust me, I'm all too familiar. It's not fun, not a good time. Jake, did you know Indy from Obsession was on 2 hit TV shows, Superman and Lois and 13 Reasons Why? I did a little research into her career, you know, what she was doing before all of this, and like some TV shows, you know, nothing like too crazy in the movie space. And dude, like, if she's not a Scream Queen after this, if she doesn't get an Oscar nomination for Obsession, what are we doing? What are we doing out here? Because, dude, that is such an unbelievably good performance. Oh! Do the Unfriended movies count as found footage? Yes. With kind of. So I guess there's like this term for movies like that. Is it screen life? Is it like that's like, I guess that is technically a whole new version of found footage, because it's recordings, screen life movies. Yeah. Yes, that is what it is. It's recordings of like a screen. So that is technically its own subgenre, which I learned of that very recently. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And there's a whole subsection of movies kind of very similar to that. Missing is another one. Host, Dash Cam. It has Megan is Missing on here, but that's more of like a horror mockumentary kind of thing. But yeah, some really cool movies. I think there's some pretty good movies in that space. I think the Unfriended films are fun. Like they're fun. I wouldn't put them too high up on my personal ranking, but I think they're fun watches. They got some scary little things going on in there. We got Laris Part out here. What's up? What's up? Oh, have you watched Vacancy from 2007? Yes, I haven't thought about that movie in forever. Great cast as well. Kate Beckinsale and Luke Wilson. I think it's not talked a lot in the horror community, and I find it really good. Laris, there are so many movies from the 2000s that are like so many of them are underrated, like hidden gems, especially from like mid 2000s. I feel like there's just so many really good little horror movies that don't get talked about enough. That is absolutely one of them. Vacancy is a really fun little movie. Some similar watches. Joyride, I think, is really good from the early 2000s. There's this movie called The Ruins that I fucking love. It is so scary. I never hear anybody talking about it. Vacancy is another really good one. I'm trying to think another one that's kind of more like Vacancy. Wolf Creek. Wolf Creek, I feel like gets a little more love because it's got like a pretty successful franchise after the original. I think there was like a TV show and a sequel, right? And they got a new one on the way. So I feel like those movies are pretty similar. Vacancy's pretty damn good, though. It's pretty fucking scary. A lot of great movies from the 2000s, dude. I could not agree more. Vacancy doesn't get talked about enough. I love the new Faces of Death movie. Yes, I enjoyed it too. Very meta, pretty fun and entertaining thriller movie. I had a real blast on this one as a fan of old, edgy 80s snuff films and retro, gory movies. Yeah, I think it did a pretty good job at continuing. That's another one like Blair Witch, where it's like, how the hell do you make a Faces of Death sequel nowadays? You know, you kind of go back in time, and that was like, I hear people talk about it as like the first viral video. Like Faces of Death, a lot of people thought it was real. It was real shit going on when it really wasn't. There's some things that are debatably real, and I think there actually is some like animal torture or something along those lines, which is really fucked up. So it's kind of real, it's kind of not kind of situation, but I don't think there's any actual human deaths in the original Faces of Death, if I'm not mistaken. So this movie kind of plays around with that a little bit, which I think is cool in a meta way, and ends up becoming like a very Wolf Creek inspired thriller. I would say I remember walking away from that one being like, dude, this was super Wolf Creek. But it's also meta in a way where the original movie exists within the universe now. So it's kind of doing and this is not a very good example, but the Town That Dreaded Sundown reboot from Blumhouse, which no one talks about and is very buried. Buried where it should be, because it's not a very good movie, but it's a better use of that approach, I'll say. No, honestly, I think the best use of that ever is New Nightmare, probably, right? From Mr. Wes Craven. That kind of takes it a step farther, though. We actually have the actors playing themselves from the original movie, but I would say those are in the same concepts, the same kind of approach. But I like Faces of Death, man. It was fun. I had a good time with it. I thought it was better than I thought it was going to be. It wasn't even really on my radar, and then I saw it, and I'm like, okay, hey, not bad. Not bad. For Misery Gaming is saying, Jake, what do you think of the movement of people pitching Blumhouse or A24 to buy the stream rights? To buy buy the Scream rights. I'm like, huh? Do you think if the merger with Warner Bros. Goes through, do you think they could use a different studio? I don't think that there is any way in hell Spyglass is going to relinquish those rights. And the only reason I say that is because that's kind of like their flagship series right now. Especially with Scream 7 being so successful. That is the last thing that I think Paramount is gonna give up. Maybe some of the weirder ones, but Scream, absolutely not. That is way too popular. I would love to see Blumhouse kind of make I don't really know how this would happen. If the merger doesn't happen, maybe we could see something along those lines where it's like Blumhouse cuts some sort of deal with Spyglass and Paramount where it's like, hey, we'll make some new Scream movies and actually, get some more popular people attached to them. I think something like that only happens, though, if we have we got to have some sort of shakeup. I think the whole reason the Saw thing happened was because the producers were fighting. Remember that whole kind of thing? We kind of covered that on the page here. So I think if if there's really no reason to do that, then I think they're just going to keep making Scream movies. I'm telling you, though, if that merger happens, I seriously doubt the people at Warner Bros. Are going to be like on the Scream movies now or something along those lines. I doubt it. I think there's just too much. The word around Hollywood is just there's a lot of taboo nature with Scream right now. So it's basically just got to go to a different company or something. Something has to change up at the top for that to get some more like actually viable people in charge of it. Horror Lover is saying The Hills Run Red is another hidden gem movie. I've never seen that one. The Hills Run Red. I like the title though. Hills Run Red, baby. From 2009. Oh, you know what? I have not seen this, but I have 100% seen that poster before. Damn, that is so. I've seen 100% seen that like somewhere on some sort of streaming service. I'm like, that is so familiar, that mask. Whenever we talk about the 2000s, you know, slashers never come up. Like, slasher movies are so original slashers, I should say. There's not a ton of original slashers from that time period. At least not popular ones. So whenever it does come to 2000 slasher movies, it's always really interesting. There's a lot of hit or miss kind of movies from that time period. It's like either something that's like really just a crazy hidden gem, like why didn't this blow up? And then there's some other movies where it's just like, oh. But I might have to check this out. I might have to give this one a watch finally. I've 100% seen this scrolling through like some sort of streaming service. But yeah, that's sick. That's sick as hell. Have you seen the movie Pieces? Yes, I also love that movie. Maybe not as much as Eli Roth loves it, but I do love that movie. Did you know that they used actual real animal blood from slaughterhouses for the gory effects? It's a classic. I love it so much. Pieces is so fucking bizarre. It is just it's not a very well made movie, but that's actually a good thing in this movie's case. It's a movie where it's like we're gonna do everything we possibly can to just like lay in some shock value, do some weird shit, and they do that, baby. They do some weird shit. So Pieces is like just one of those movies where, you know, you can tell that the people behind the camera didn't necessarily 100% know what they were doing, but they did know. It's like, well, we're making a movie, we got to make this entertaining. How do we do that? And you know, when you get a group of people together like that, you always get something really interesting as a product. So I think Pieces is fascinating. Like, Pieces is a movie that like I would show to people in like film school because I think it's just a really like fascinating, bizarre little movie. But yeah, Bizarro Cinema, that is absolutely a one to watch if you're into that. If you're into how weird a movie can get, like, yeah, Pieces will take you there. I really want to see Dolly, says the Jester. Not sure if I want to watch Faces of Death. The only one I care about is the 1978 original. The monkey brain scene might be fake, but that shit is wild. Dolly was solid. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I was somewhere in the middle with it. But you know, if you're a fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think you'll have a really good time with it. That's what I'll say. If you're like, I am craving some more TCM style horror, like in that kind of vein, like that mid 70s kind of flow and feel, 16 millimeter style shooting, whatever, I think you'll have a good time with Dolly. I just saw the short film that it's based off of recently, and that was really good. That was really cool. But yeah, give it a watch. It's interesting. I think the middle of the movie, there's something weird that I don't necessarily love, but there's some good stuff in there. Yo, King Matthew III, how we doing? What's up, Jake? How are you doing tonight? I'm freaking phenomenal. I'm loving life. Things are good. I think I'm gonna watch Skin and Marink tonight if I don't fall asleep during it. How are you, my friend? Let us know. Let us know down in the chat. Faces of Death was just okay for me. That's totally fair. She's saying that the OG is decent. I don't care much for animals being harmed, though. That's kind of where I'm at with it, too. I just really, I don't know. I've never been crazy about Faces of Death. Some people love it, and that's totally great. Respect. But it's just, I don't, it's violence for the sake of violence, you know? I like when there's a little more meaning behind it. A little more like, okay, we're doing this for a reason, you know? So I just, especially animal cruelty, it's like, that's only something I feel like you should use to push a story forward. So that's I'm kind of in the same place. King Matthew saying, I've had a rough couple of weeks, to be honest. My aunt ended up dying a few weeks ago. I'm so sorry. My condolences, dude. You're doing better tonight, though. That's good to hear. King Matthew, so much love to you, my friend. I'm so sorry to hear about that. And hopefully we can, hopefully brighten some spirits around here. That's what I'm hoping for. Big Briskio was saying Cry Wolf is a solid horror movie. Another really good one from the 2000s, dude. It's solid. It's very solid. I don't want to say that because I don't want to spoil it, but there's a really funny thing that happens to a very famous very famous musician in that movie that makes me laugh. That's all I'll say. But Cry Wolf, definitely an interesting one for sure. What else we got going on here? I was just saying hi to you, horror lover. Going back in the chat, who else we got hanging with us tonight? Jake, if there's one more iconic horror villain versus iconic horror villain movie, okay, iconic horror villain mashup movie, who would you want to see go face to face? I think I really think Art the Clown is a character that we could see fight some other horror villains, and I'm really wondering like what's gonna be the other slasher villain that gets that popular, like what is that gonna be, what is that gonna look like? I really think Johnny from In a Violent Nature has that potential to move up there and maybe start to get into that conversation. We got to get a few more movies out from him, but Johnny has that potential because he's very Jason coded, and Art the Clown is very Freddy coded, right? They're both very similar in those two regards. So if you want to do a new versus horror movie, I'm like, dude, Art the Clown versus Johnny from In a Violent Nature, that would be so awesome. Like, I would go nuts over that. I would go bananas over that. So I would. That's my big hopes and dreams. But we really need to see Mr. Johnny, Mr. Violent Nature, get some more movies out here. In a Violent Nature 2 comes out later this year. I'm really excited for it, and I hope it's good. I hope it's even better than the first one. So we'll see. We'll see what's up. The movie No Escape, starring Owen Wilson, is so messed up. How is it not considered a horror movie? No Escape. Have I seen No Escape? There are so many movies called No Escape. Oh shit! I gotta narrow it down. No Escape, Owen Wilson. I don't know if I've seen this or not. Owen Wilson, Lake Bell, and Pierce Brosnan. It's got a crazy cast. I'm not 100% sure if I'm familiar. Art the Clown versus Johnny from In a Violent Nature. That would be dope. That's what I'm saying. More violence, less nature, says Erica. Oh man, I love that movie. I know it's walking simulator, and I know some people don't like that about it, but when we do get to kills, when we do get to some interesting stuff, I think it's great. It's just a total dissection of the Friday the 13th formula, and that's kind of what I love about it. As someone who just really appreciates that element to it, I can really get into it. I know some people were just bored by it, and that's totally fair. But I love that movie. Have you seen the French movie Inside? Yes, that one is super fucked up. That is a super simple movie that is done very, very well. Yeah, a lot of you're right. French extremism is a really good little era for horror in the 2000s. I feel everybody was pissed off in the 2000s, so you get like a lot of really brutal horror. It's great. It's so good. A lot of pissed off horror movies from that time period, and it's wonderful. The 2000s is such a fun era for the genre. And I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough. Everyone's like, oh, the 2000s, like, oh, what a terrible time for horror movies. And I'm like, what? Like, are you kidding me? There's so many good horror movies that came out in the 2000s. It's a criminally underrated time period for horror releases. Yeah, French movies are awesome. What's it called? What's the Alexander Aja movie called from like the early 2000s? High Tension or Switchblade Romance if you're in a different part of the world. A really good movie. I love Inside. Inside is like, more people need to see that. It's fucking crazy. Really trying to think of some more like French horror movies. Is it Them? That was a good movie. Them, I think it's like from 2006 or something. Yeah. Oh, this movie was crazy, dude. Is this a French movie though? I don't know if it's French. Yeah, it's French. Yeah, it's David Moreau. Dude, Them was I saw this like maybe a year ago now. This is a cool little movie, dude. If you haven't seen this, it's an hour and 17 minutes. Crazy quick watch. Really good little movie too. All I'll say is that if you like Children of the Corn, very similar concept. What else is going on? Big Briscoe is saying, I can name so many flicks. I'm a huge movie TV series buff. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Let us know some more favorites from the thousands. That seems to be the conversation tonight. I love 2000s horror, man. It does not get enough love. What's my thoughts on Martyrs? It is a brutal fucking movie, dude. It is not for everybody, but I think it's very well done. I think I really like it. And I understand why that Martyrs, like, you know, some movies where it's like, oh, this one's really brutal, you know, most people I feel can watch them, but Martyrs, like, I'm not even kidding. In the first 10 minutes, if you won't get through the first 10 minutes if you're like queasy in the stomach, it's bleak. This is a bleak movie. I'm trying to remember they made a remake of this, right? Like, isn't there like an American remake of this? This is one I would watch again, though. You know, that's the thing about Martyrs is like I feel like a lot of movies in this vein, like I'm like one and done. I'll never watch, you know, the Human Centipede flicks again. No, I have absolutely no interest. Martyrs I would totally watch again, and I would watch the American like remake of it too. I'm curious what that's all about. I doubt it's good. You know, I have absolutely no faith in this movie, I'll be honest, but I do want to see what it is, what it's all about. But yeah, if you haven't seen Martyrs, that movie is fucking crazy. If you want like a really disturbing horror movie, oh my god, I mean, even just in the first 10 minutes, it's like absolutely just lava to the eyes, basically. Ugh, it's crazy. House of Wax is peak. House of Wax 2005 is totally peak. Does not get enough love. It's really fun. DMV is saying Hostel. Yes, Hostel's a very good one. Oh, that's probably my favorite Eli Roth movie, I think. I love Hostel. There's a new French body horror movie coming up called Sanguine that is currently shown. Oh, are you talking about Saccharin or something like that? Saccharin? I think I know what you're talking about. I saw some not so great reviews about it. If we're talking about the same movie, and that kind of bummed me out because I remember reading about that one and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. But I saw some mixed reviews, which has me sad. I'm about to revisit Lake Mungo and the Poughkeepsie tapes as a double feature. God, I hate the Human Centipede. You know, like Lake Mungo is another one of those like Blair Witch where they don't really show you anything, but it's more just about like a vibe and atmosphere. It's creepy, but yeah, it kind of just really takes its time to get to where it's going. I don't know. That one didn't work for me. Maybe I just don't have the patience for movies like Lake Mungo and Blair Witch Project. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Nothing's really keeping me engaged in that one. Some people say that's another one though, where some people will say it's one of the scariest movies they've ever seen. And I'm just like, I don't know. This just isn't doing anything for me, sadly. So I want to revisit. Lake Mungo is a movie I would revisit though, because there's some really cool moments in there, but getting to those cool moments, man, it is, it's tough. Poughkeepsie tapes I like a lot more though. I really enjoyed the Poughkeepsie tapes. There's some visuals from that movie that still are burnt into my brain that are fucked up. I could care less about the American Martyrs. The French version is all I need. See, I'm always interested about American remakes though, because I think that the Speak No Evil remake from Blumhouse was like, I don't think it was terrible. I know everybody walked away from it and they're like, oh, they Americanized that it's bad. And I respect that opinion, but I really think that James McAvoy brings something to that performance that made it something special. The original Speak No Evil, the best, without a doubt. But I think the American version, like, it's not bad. The ending, I agree, they Americanized it way too much. But I really enjoy James McAvoy's performance in that movie. I think he kills it. So I'm always, I don't know, I'm always curious about American remakes, but yeah, the majority of them are pretty bad. You know, if we're talking about like Wreck to Quarantine, most people know Quarantine, sadly. And not as many people have seen Wreck. And even though it's a shot-for-shot remake, I'm telling you, Wreck is better in every single facet. I promise you it's better. So that's always a little frustrating. But, you know, the good thing about American remakes is that sometimes they do put a spotlight on some of these international movies that maybe didn't get as much love, you know, in different parts of the country, different parts of the world, I should say. So that's interesting to me. That's always cool. Yo, Nicholas Brady, thank you for the $5. I appreciate the support, dude. Saying, yo, Jakey Jake. How we doing, Nicholas? Welcome in, dude. I saw Obsession and loved it. I'm so glad you did. It sounds like that's the majority of the majority of the reviews I'm hearing. Most people really enjoyed that one. Thank you for being with us, and I'm so glad you enjoyed that. Passenger is the next film I'm excited for. Dude, I'm seeing it tomorrow. I'm very excited for Passenger. I've been hyped for this one ever since I saw Primate and that crazy little teaser we got before for Passenger. Ooh, I've been ready for this one for months. Like, I'm like, ooh, give it to me. Let's go, baby. Also, congrats on 40,000 subs. Here's to 40 million subs. You're so kind, Nicholas. I really appreciate that a bunch. Thank you for the support, dude. Thank you for helping keep the lights on. And yes, we are trekking our way to at least 100K. You know, 40 million I can't promise, but 100K would be nice. I think we could absolutely make that happen. So hopefully we get there soon. Thank you for the support, my dude. Thank you for the $5. Really does mean a lot. And hopefully we'll be live again sometime in the future to talk about 100K and Passenger, because dude, that movie looks like a lot of fun. So don't miss this one, ladies and gents. It's going to be good. It's not just me who's excited for it, too. Nicholas Brady here. Also very excited for it. I'm not crazy. I'm a little crazy. I'm not that crazy, though. Passenger is going to be good. I got a lot of faith in it. Ooh, Jester, you... Okay, hell... Dude, I respect this. Man, the Speak No Evil remake was a lot better than the original Speak No Evil. The original was all right up until the end. Genuinely pissed me off. Oh, it needed to end that way, though. That's a hill. It needed to end that way. It can't end. I don't want to say if you haven't seen it, but it had to end that way. That's how I feel about the movie. But I do appreciate the American version for doing some things differently. So I think that both versions are worth your time for different reasons. I actually think it's kind of great to watch the original and then watch the American version to kind of like cool down. It's nowhere near as scary, but I still think it is an interesting. It still captures what I think makes the original so good, but just not as hard hitting, you know, not as bitter as that first movie was. Trainer Zenjamin, what's up? What's up? I want to achieve Zenjamin state. Saying Wreck is pretty fun, and I'm not usually a found footage guy. Dude, that movie is like a fucking blast. That's what I recommend to non-found footage fans too, because I think it's just a really great movie. Like, it's just so much fun. It's a quick watch. It is not asking too much of you at all. It's less than 90 minutes. It's quick. And it's very fast paced. So even if you're not into found footage, dude, it'll be over soon. I promise. But for me, at least, I think the last 20 minutes of Wreck is some of the most like nail biting, edge of your seat horror that I've ever seen. Shit scares the crap out of me. I love that. Yo, Big Briskios throwing out Skeleton Key. Skeleton Key is another banger. Oh, I love that one. Scared the shit out of me at a very young age. That was a really good one. Really, Skeleton Key is. I don't want to say too much about it because that's one you don't want to spoil. But it's got a crazy ending. Like, I remember the ending of that one really shocking me at a young age. So again, don't want to say too much about it. It's got a really good cast. I can't remember who's in it, but I remember it's somebody who's like, oh, yeah, I recognize that person. Kate Hudson. Yeah, Kate Hudson stars in it. Peter Sarsgaard's in it too. I forgot about that. It's a really good movie if you haven't seen it, dude. Yeah, Skeleton Key's crazy. Ooh, I might have to put that on. That's one I really want to revisit. I haven't seen that since I was very young. But that was a good movie. Ooh. Infested is a great French horror. Yes, Marco. Dude, great suggestion. Infested is coming from the same guy that's about to do Evil Dead Burn, coming out this summer. And I think Infested, like, that's one of the scariest spider horror movies I've ever seen, dude. It literally gets under your skin. Holy shit. My fiance and I watched that. That was one of the first, I think that was one of the first movies her and I watched together, if I'm not mistaken. I remember we watched that in like my, at my folks' house when I was still living there. And I mean, just horrified, like just, oh my God, just pulling up a blanket over our eyes kind of thing. That's a really good one, dude. Infested rocks. I'd rather watch the remake any day over the original Speak No Evil. Brutal, dude. Brutal. I love me. What can I say? I love me a good tragedy. Stefan is manifesting 100K subs before the end of the year. If we all manifest it, maybe it happens. Maybe. Anything's possible. I just would like 50K. That would be awesome. 50K before the end of the year is my maybe potentially impossible goal. But hey, who knows? Anything can happen. You're saying, I think The Hills Have Eyes is 10 times better than the Wes Craven movie. I agree. Especially that awesome intro. So 2000s, I love it. Dude, I love Wes Craven, like so much. Like some of his movies are some of the most important horror films of all time. But Alexander Aja just outdid him with that, I think. Which I don't think that happens often. Like there's so many remakes of, especially John Carpenter and Wes Craven movies that are just not very good. The Fog remake, I think is a spitting example of that. But dude, Alexander Aja, yeah, that movie's way better. That movie's way better than the original. That's another horror classic I don't know if I've ever really been a fan of, is The Hills Have Eyes. It's kind of just the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, but not as interesting. I don't know. That's kind of, I guess, my hot take, but I've always really liked the Alexander Aja film much better. Freddie is saying, Jake, you still talking about Scary Movie 6 or what? Yeah, Freddie. We can absolutely talk about that. I'm very excited for Scary Movie 6. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. We're seeing a lot of great teasers from it. Another one where I don't think it's going to be for everybody, right? I feel like, some people are going to be like, that's pushing it too far. But I feel like if this movie doesn't push it too far, what are we doing? What are we doing? What's happening here? So I feel like, their whole vibe of we're gonna push things to the extreme. I really hope they keep that. I really hope they make that happen, because I think you guys know from watching these streams, hanging out, I'm someone who maybe is a little more left of center, but I also feel like sometimes we're too PC, sometimes we're a little too in that range, and I don't know if that's a controversial take or not, but I just sometimes we get that in life, and it's like we gotta be able to joke, we gotta be able to make jokes and be silly. I think sometimes there's a difference between a joke and something, an actually awful statement, I think. So we got to be able to tell some jokes, man. Come on now. So I am very excited for Scary Movie 6. I'm all about that. I think it's gonna have a really fun vibe to it. So can't wait for that as well. Scream. You're asking me about Scream 8 as well. What do you want to know? What are my thoughts? It's Scream. I'm always going to be excited for it, but Scream 7 just left me with not a whole lot of hope, I guess, for the franchise. I don't want to be negative about it, though. So I really want to go into this like looking at it as a clean slate. They are cleaning house. It's brand new people involved with Scream 8. So, hey, maybe that lends itself to a better film. But I worry that the studio learned from Scream 7 that, hey, we can just bring back characters from the past and make $200 million every single time. We don't really doesn't matter who's making the movies, just so long as we do that, And I guess that worries me. I really hope that's not the case moving into the future, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. I really hope we get another strong Scream film at some point. And I hope to stay positive. Doom Switch is saying, hey Jake, hope everyone's having a good week. Thank you so much, my friend. Same to you. I hope you're having a very swell week, doing some good stuff. We only got 2 more days of the week left, so that's not too crazy, right? It's hump day, it's middle of the week, making it happen. And what's really cool as well, my fiance is actually, we got a whole week off next week, so you're probably not going to see as much on the page towards the end of May, but I will still be doing some live streams and whatnot. But man, I am really excited. Both her and I, we could use some breaks. We could use a little break up in the action, because it's just been crazy. it's been chaos for us. We're planning our wedding right now. I'm working on like a secret project. I'm working on a whole bunch of YouTube channels. It has just been nonstop, super busy. So we're hoping to take a little rest next week and just get some chilling in, which is going to be nice. So. Hopefully you can find your chill as well. That's a big thing. I think it's important to take a break. You can't just keep at it all the time. You can't be grinding 100% of the time. That's crazy. So it's good to take a little break, take a step away from all the crazy shit that's going on. The Chico, you're asking a really great question. Any new guests coming up? I am looking for people to collaborate. I'm looking for new people to collaborate with. I haven't had like a new person on the page in a while. I won't get too deep into this, but I don't want to say that directly. Here's what I'll say. There's been some people I've collaborated with that I'm probably not going to collaborate with anymore. That's all I'm going to say about that. No hate towards anybody, but just, some things have happened, some things have come up, and I'm just backing away from all that crazy shit. So, I'm definitely looking for some new people to chat with and get on here to talk horror with. I love my dude, the Lethal Collective dudes. We are still doing that. We just have had to cancel the last like month of streams. Major apologies there. We've all had little personal things have come up, and we just haven't been able to make Mondays happen. Love those dudes, though. We're still collaborating. We're still talking. I just talked to Tyler 2 days ago. In fact, we just had a whole conversation 2 days ago. So he's doing really good. He's super busy with like NBA stuff too right now. So he runs a basketball page too. If you haven't checked that out, but yeah. So I'm always looking for some new people. So the other thing too is I really want to like around the 50,000 mark of this page. I really want to expand. And I want to start tackling some more stuff. And I think I'm officially at the point where like I can't physically do any more just by myself. Like I think once this page gets to around 50,000 subs, it's going to be time to like have some new people be involved. So I really do want to I want to make that happen as well. Nightmare Files, I got on at the right time. Yes, you did. What's up, my dude? Welcome in. But yeah, if there's any, horror content creators who are interested in collaborating, just let me know. Would love to talk some horror. Love to make that happen. I hope Scary Movie does well, says Lara's part, because that will mean White Chicks 2 is finally happening. Yes, I really want to see that. I want to see that happen for sure. That's another one that I quote that on the daily. Oh my God, that shit's too funny. Perhaps a salad, perhaps not. I love that movie so much. But yeah, White Chicks 2, man, that would be so crazy if that happened. I don't, a lot of people are talking about Scary Movie and what's going to happen with that whole series. I really think this is a one and done, dude. They are packing every single horror movie reference they possibly can into this one film. I don't know what they could possibly do for the next one, after covering like pretty much every popular horror movie for the last 10, 15 years or so. So I don't know. I'm very excited to see, if we get another Scary Movie after this. I'm definitely banking this is going to be a huge success. But what's the future of Scary Movie as well? That is definitely a question on my brain. Junior is with us too. What's up, Junior? How we doing? I can't wait until Blood and Honey 3. The first one, that mask just scared me, gave me nightmares for a while. Hey, hell yeah, dude. And the second one, the rest though, I watched the first Scary Movie and the second one, not the rest though. I need to watch them sometime. You're really not missing much. Can I tell you that, Junior? The first two are the best ones. 3 is okay though. 3 is like, that's pretty solid, but some people kind of really love 4. It's okay. I don't know. I've never been crazy about Scary Movie 4. And then 5 is actually like unwatchable. 5 is so bad, but 4 is interesting. 4 has got some pretty good references to other horror that was popular at the time, so that is cool. Doom Switch is saying, unfortunately, no chill for me over here. Stuck working in a 90-degree building. Ugh. The Doom Switch has been flipped on, huh? That's terrible. I'm sorry. That's no fun at all. That's way too damn hot. Well, I hope you get to cool down, my friend. That does not sound like a fun time at all. Wishing you cold vibes in a good way. Cool, chill vibes. There's an Italian found footage movie called Barrio Trist, maybe, coming soon, and teens in a slum going missing. It looks absolutely awesome. I don't know if it's horror, but I'm definitely checking it out. I feel like anything that's like remotely a little scary is horror. Sometimes you'll have some movies that have like a freaky concept that aren't necessarily horror, but I still feel like there's a taste of that in there. I recently watched No Country for Old Men for the first time, and like, first of all, great movie if you haven't seen it. I would personally argue that is a horror film. There is some scary ass shit going on in that movie. It's a lot of different genres, but I'd personally argue, yeah, that's horror adjacent at the very least. There is in the first like 2 minutes, there is one of the scariest fucking deaths I think I've ever seen in my life, dude. It's so good. Can't believe I watched that for the first time recently too. I think that's like a classic movie. Well, maybe a movie that's considered like one of the best of all time. I just watched it for the first time recently. It's like, I get it, dude. Wow, that is it's a really interesting little film. I don't want to say too much. I'm sure most people have probably seen it here, but man, if you haven't seen No Country for Old Men, that is a very thought-provoking film. Freddie is saying, what are your thoughts on Insidious 6? I'm really excited for it. I think I have a lot of nostalgia for the Insidious franchise. But if we're just talking, about the franchise trajectory, I feel like, 4 and 5 kind of dipped maybe below franchise expectations for the majority of people. I think Insidious 6 is about to do a little bit of a turnaround. This looks like much more well shot than the previous entry, especially. I think Insidious 6 is doing a very more grandiose story. That seems to be the trend with a lot of horror sequels these days, but I kind of don't mind that. I think it's going to be solid. I still think it's going to be fun. We're getting all kinds of different ghosts and monsters in this movie, so it's Avengers Infinity War with with Insidious characters, but hey, whatever. I'm sure it's still going to be good. But I'm very excited for it. The trailer is very promising in my opinion. Some really good scares in there, some really freaky imagery. So no, I have a lot of faith in Insidious 6. I think it's going to be fun. Junior is saying, but that first Blood and Honey movie, the Winnie the Pooh mask, terrified me for a while, but after watching videos with the mask, it's like, you get used to seeing the Winnie the Pooh mask. The Winnie the Pooh's design, I feel like, has gotten better with every single movie too. Have you seen all the pictures from the set of Blood and Honey 3? Oh my god! I mean, dude, the new Winnie the Pooh is fucking crazy scary. I'm hyped. Insidious Chapter 3 is criminally underrated. Yes, it is. Ooh, Chapter 3, dude. I think one of the best jump scares in the entire franchise is in that movie. Fuck, a couple of them, honestly. There's that one where you get this sense that something's in the room with Quinn. Is the main character's name, I think. And like that hand comes down from the ceiling. Dude, the first time I saw that, I jumped out of my fucking seat. And I also think, if I'm being totally real here, I think Insidious Chapter 3 easily has the best opening scene of the entire franchise, like by far. And if you know, you know. I don't want to spoil it for you because it's a great big surprise. It's not even a jump scare. It's just there's a really big setup and surprise with something that happens. And man, it floors me every time I see it. Just like Quinn. But anyways, if you know, you know. If you don't, go watch it. I kind of missed the cheap mask from the first Blood and Honey movie. I don't know why. Ooh, okay. Some designs in the sequel are amazing and the kills are way better, but the first mask was somehow effective too. Hey, respect. I think something that really ruined that for me was finding out that it's literally the Spirit Halloween Winnie the Pooh mask. Like, you could order the exact same mask from that movie online. So I guess that's a little disappointing to me, but they actually had an original physical costume for the sequel. And then I think the third movie look for Pooh is easily the scariest one yet, without a doubt. It's more bear-like and less I feel like part 2's look is more still kind of comical, still very looks like it was drawn, looks like it came from a one of the Winnie the Pooh books. But this new design, it makes him look more like a fucking bear, just a scary, gigantic, yellowish bear. And I'm like, I kind of like that. I kind of like losing more of the detail and just making it more plain out, scary animal kind of looks. So I really fucking love that. Junior is saying, I want to be the real. If I want to be. Wait, what? If I want to be real, the first time I saw Winnie the Pooh mask, I was like, good Lord, what is that abomination? Dude, that first movie, I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's, a lot of people are like, oh, it's one of the worst movies of all time. I had a really good time with it in the theater. The lady behind us was losing her shit the entire time. And maybe that flavored it a little differently for me, but man, hearing that lady, whoever she is, God bless. I don't know who she is or where she is, but man, she was having the time of her life watching this damn movie, dude. And it was that was maybe even more entertaining than the film itself. But I had a pretty good time with it's the Winnie the Pooh slasher movie. Who cares? I'm not gonna. No point in going so hard on it. But I had a pretty good time with it personally, and I think the sequel is way better. I think the sequel is even a step up. I'm really excited for part 3. It's gonna be fun. Acres of Movies is saying, put Sandra Bullock in Scream Hates? Question mark? That would be nuts. That would be insane. Would you be a good Stu cousin in a Scream fan film? I think sure. Yeah, I mean, I could play a mocker. I definitely channeled some of that in Jamie for Red Right Hand. You know, I feel like for me at least, Jamie was a mixture of like Stu and Richie from part 5. That's kind of what I tried to melt him into. I really wanted Jamie's also a little bit of my own creation too. I just wanted him to be fucking dumb. Like I love when ghost faces are just slimy little idiot weirdos. Like so many of them are just dumb little weirdos, and I love that. I love that so much. That's one of my favorite elements to the Scream killers. So I really wanted to lean into that as much as I possibly could with Jamie. So he I had him out like specifically say things that were wrong, things that's like, dude, you should know this. This is your favorite franchise. How do you not know this about the Stab movies? And I just thought that was really fun. So I really wanted to boil that down into that character. Enzo, what's up, dude? Finally back from France. Can't wait to see Obsession, Backroom, Scary Movie 6, and then going to take a pic with Matthew Lillard at Comic-Con. Damn, horror fans are cooking right now. Yes. Enzo, let's get on a call sometime soon. Dude, I think I've told you this every time you've come in here. I'm in pre-production for something right now. I'm a busy little fella. But let's chat sometime. Let's make it happen, dude. And let me know if you want to get on a stream sometime, dude. I'm trying to get some more collaborations happening. Trying to get some more people on streams if we can do that, So definitely let me know when you got some free time. We'll make something happen. But I hope you had fun in France too, dude. France is fucking cool. I've always wanted to go. I've always wanted to make it happen. Jester is saying, I enjoyed Winnie the Pooh 2. The first one sucked besides some of the kills. Can't wait to see Winnie the Pooh 3. Hopefully the wait will be worth it. I think so. I think we got some, we definitely got some fun movies in the Poohniverse on the way. The Pinocchio one is the one I'm probably the most excited for, though, if I'm being honest. I know some things about that I can't talk about. And ooh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Trust on this one. Pinocchio. I promise. After that one comes out, people are gonna say that's the best one in the whole series thus far. Yo, Corey. I've been reading too much about Obsession. You're saying that Obsession was a masterpiece. Saw it last night. I'm so glad you liked it. I got to see it a couple weeks ago, and I'm just like, that's the best movie of the year, dude. So I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Scary as hell. Some really unique jump scares in the way that they approach it. Oh, it was good. Really, really good movie. So I'm so glad you enjoyed it, and more people really should get out there and check that one out because, dude, it's horror film of the year. It's a movie I think we're going to be talking about for years and years and years to come. What's your favorite Winnie the Pooh horror movie, Jake? I bet you're going to say Blood and Honey too. I only know of 2. I think there's others out there, but I mean, I really think that Jagged Edge has done. I think they've done the best with the public domain stuff. I think easy. So yeah, no, 100% Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. That was that's easily my favorite. That's number 1. Junior is saying, so I like the second one better than the first one. The first one's good, but I like it. The third, you think the third's gonna be perfect as well? Hell yes, hell yes. Casper's eye socket is saying, what a beard. You're damn right. We're growing this bad boy out all the way to the ground until it touches my knees. I'm just kidding. I actually shaved it a little bit recently. I can't do the long beard. I don't think it looks good. I'm just like, I'm keeping it shorter these days. So not going to be a horror wizard like how I originally planned, but I'm cool with the beard how it is. Indy is gorgeous. She's amazing, dude. I really hope she gets that Oscar nomination. That would be dope as hell. A stream where viewers can interact in Discord calls or stuff like that could be cool too. Talking about horror on a live stream, a call could be awesome and super interesting. I've been thinking about doing something along those lines, like with like some of our Patreon and channel members. I'm just trying to. That's been a tough thing to map out because I would have to kind of have different people on at the same time. I wouldn't want it to just be like one person or something along those lines. So that's been kind of a tough thing to schedule and figure. That'd be a lot of planning, I think. So I would love to make that happen, but it's just kind of like I don't know when I'd have the time to schedule all that with everybody. Obsession has already made $31 million, dude. That's crazy. It has a less than $1 million budget, somewhere between $750 and $1 million. So that's That is dope as hell. That's a crazy return for that flick. I hope Winnie the Pooh 3 is good. The second one is such a fun watch. Yes, it is. I think part 2 deserves some more eyes on it. It was a really fun little slasher. Brutal kills. Great character designs. Lots to love there for sure. All right, y'all. I'm going to be quitting a little early today just because I'm ready to lay down. But I do appreciate y'all for stopping in, saying hey. Thank you to everybody that supported the page tonight. That really does mean a lot. Helps out with everything we do around here. We got some really fun things on the way as well. Of course, we're always going to be doing horror news and these Dexter videos, but we're doing something really crazy behind the scenes right now, and I'm really, really excited to show you guys what we've been working on. So stay tuned for more. Some really fun stuff is on the way. And make sure to subscribe to all the different channels, too. That's another big thing. Please check out Killjoy Jake Clips, which is the second page. Please go subscribe. Check out some of the content over there. Going through all my physical media on the second page right now, so definitely check that out, too. So much love to you all, and I will see y'all on Friday for another bracket stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely we'll talk with y'all soon. Don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.